Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Citadelum DLC, The Last Conqueror of Britannia. We have our forces and our weapons as the name of the third level in this DLC, and we begin in the settlement of Inchtoothhill, AD 83. Agricola needs a shelter for his troops to rest during the winter. Build a camp for Legio 20 Valeria Victrix at Inchtoothhill on a plateau north of the River Tay. The name given to it by the Romans is Pinata Castra. We have 4 objectives in this level: free 6 cities, send 50,000 denarii to Rome, buy 1,000 iron ore using a trade route, and buy 1,000 spices using a trade route. So we're going to start things off. I'm just going to pause while I have a look around this map because it's very much island based. If we have a look here, there's a big long area there that we can walk through, and then the River Tay kind of wraps itself around the whole area here with another space there to leave, and then again lots of area for fishing and stuff. We've got some salt over here, and then it looks like we've got some more salt down here, 2 salt deposits and a stone deposit there. We've got some stone here, we've got a large rock formation there, and then over here again some more rocky outcrops with some stone up. And ooh, what are you? Looks like an old temple of some description. Interesting. And that's about it, really. So the agriculture is going to be very tough here. We don't have a lot of space for farms, but we are going to have to make good use of it. There's salt there, there's rocks there, and I think here is probably where we're going to have to build the bulk of our settlement. So our forum is going to get placed here, and we'll place it like that, facing that way. Then again, as per usual, I'm going to wrap my rural road around it like so. And then we need to, once again, I'm going to try something a bit different here. So I'm going to have some roads sticking off this way, and I just want to put these in immediately so that I've got an idea of where things are going to go. Don't want to overexert myself and run myself into a trap. So I just want to make sure that I've got the basics laid out. So we're going to come up here, and then again we're going to come out this way. Okay, then we can start putting in our plebeian houses, and they're going to go off like this. And this might seem strange, but I believe that it's going to work out well for us. So you can see here we're going to build a market in this space, like so. Then, actually no, I'm going to move that a little bit. We're going to move it 1 back. Then we can build a little bit of a road that comes back down into here, and then we're going to wrap it around the entirety of the market. Then here, we're going to have these roads kind of come to this area here, all the way up to there, and then it's going to meet there. And then we'll have some more plebeian housing that kind of surrounds the marketplace. We always want to leave a little bit of space to allow access for any other amenities that we want to put in. We're going to keep on going like this, and then to there. Then put in a road to here, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and like that. There we go. That links it all up. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plebeian houses set up already. And then our patrician housing will be exactly the same on a different side. So our first steps then, as always, is to get our wheat fields up and running. And we're going to have these a little bit further out there. So I'm going to set up a granary right here. I'm going to try and have it overlap a little bit and go into where my settlement actually is. And what I also need to do is just bring a road that comes away from the forum going upwards. So I think there is enough. And that is going to come out here and form up my basic area where we access our agriculture. Food production, we will stick in our granary to begin with. We'll put that here, and then we're going to put 1 wheat field in right there, we'll have a road come up here like so. Our granary, we're going to set all of this up now so it's just taking in wheat and then this one person to work in it. Then we're going to build a materials production with a warehouse right there, and the logging camp will go to here. And again, this warehouse, we will only have it accept wood. Then up here, where there was a very small stone deposit, we're going to run our road again right up to the stone deposit, and then coming back down into the town to here, where we will then get materials production, the stone quarry in, and then another warehouse right here. The warehouse only accepting stone for now. We will adjust that when the time comes. But of course, we do need to add in some services, and that starts with an engineer's post, a fire station, and a well next to the fire station, and then we do the same down here. An engineer's post there, fire station here, and a well. I'm able to, where is it? There it is. I lost it for a second there. There we go. And then in the main town here, we can get a fire station, some more residual buildings, obviously, in this space here. I'm going to have a fire station go here. We're going to have a engineer's post. Don't have enough timber for that yet. So we're going to have to hope that some people move in and we can get this sorted quickly. This was not the best idea, but we'll cope. So over here, we've got our fire station. People are moving in, though, so that's good. We just don't have anybody going to work yet. We do need to get water hooked up here, so the reservoir will be an important thing. But until we get timber in, that's where we're going to need to go. So hopefully we'll get some people moving in and we can get underway with producing some timber. We shouldn't be far off because it was an early build for us. So once that's getting done, there we go. Somebody now working in timber. We can go to our housing and services. We've got the fire station. We just get the engineer's post. And the reservoir. I think the reservoir might be the important thing. We'll deal with a couple of fires and any building collapses that happen, but we do need to get the reservoir in. So that can go right there. Then we can build our water mill. I think the water mill will have to go over in this side. Oh, actually, it can go here. That's a better place for it. But again, we just need... There we go. We're going to make plenty of wood per day, so it's not much of a problem right now. But soon enough, we will have access to what we need, and we'll be able to get things back on track pretty quickly. I am going to put another person working in the logging camp just for the access to more building materials. There's another one there, so we can put them in as well. And then we can finally build our water mill. That's going to go here. And then our aqueduct can come along to here, linking up, and then we get water to our fire station. Then once we've got a little bit more here, we should be okay. We've got a where's our stone mine? I'm going to get another person working in the quarry. And we should now be able to build our engineer's post. There we go. Right, we've already reached prestige level 2, which gives us access to our plebeians, and that brings about a new age for us, which is good. So let's build our patrician housing once we've got some more timber and stuff in. But the first thing we want to do is get a tax office built. Thankfully, we've got our fire station up and running just in time so that that can be repaired, but everything else looking good so far. We currently have a 30% enemy raid risk because on the map there is an enemy army over here. We don't have any new cities unlocked yet, so that's something that we're going to need to be aware of. And my first objective really then is to push. We don't have any iron on this map though. So unless we can get, I guess, some bow-wielding forces ready for action quickly, we're going to suffer unless we find another town nearby. So some people are leaving the city due to a lack of employment. Okay, we better sort that out. So let's get the granary. A couple more people working in there and a couple more working in the market. And then we'll also send some more engineers, fire stations, Warehouses, good. Yeah, we'll get that done. That's going to be important so people can shift goods around quicker. Okay, right, we've got a bit more money in now and a bit more resources in, but we are losing a lot of money per day, so we need to get these patricians up and running very soon. So I'm going to try and do this in the same configuration we had for our first buildings. We don't have enough money to continue that on right now, so we'll just add in the additional things that we need to put in, and then we'll continue this all the way around to there. And that is exactly how I have the other one. Good. Then we can put in a tax office. Now, it's going to be a little bit different because of having the tax office in, but we can at least put the market in for now, like that. And then our tax office will need to go in a different side of it. Right, let's have a quick look. Where's my stone quarry? Let's max that out, and we'll max out the logging camp as well. Then we want to max out this market. And soon enough, our tax office should be ready. And I can always relocate the tax office, so that's not that much of a problem right now. But it is going to be very important that we get taxes collected very soon, because we will start losing money. So if we can just arrest the current problems that we're having, I'll put the tax office there around the back, so it still is in range of those other ones. Then we can have this come around to here. And this one, there we go, prestige level 3 already. We are flying through that, which is good. We'll put this to here, demolish that road. Good. Right, so our tax office, let's get them further up as well. 4 tax collectors. Then we can add in another patrician house. Good. And then on either side again, we can start putting in. We've got 4 currently, so let's get a 5th one. Right, so actually these roads here are not quite the same layout. So let's bring this up. We have a road that runs along the side there, and a road that runs along the side there. Then we can demolish these roads, like so. We put in the patrician houses here and here. They do stick out a little bit. That's exactly how we have them. Same here. And the same there once I get some more wood. Okay, good. And then it's just 2 at the back. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit those ones in, but we'll have a go anyway. I can put in these roads here to get them linked up. We've got another patrician house that we can go down, and another one there. Should just about be enough. We're at minus 240 per day, which is not great. We're going to have to really push to get this sorted. But if we can get bread and cabbages, that should be fine. Plebeians here, they need a bit more wheat. Currently, we are consuming more wheat than we're making, so we are able to put a few more people into wheat production. So the patricians need cabbages. They also don't have water, so we're going to sort that out as well. Now, I'm going to need to build a new granary because I don't want to run into the problem that I always seem to run into, which is where my granaries end up getting full. So we're going to have this granary just deal with cabbages. Now, this one here is also going to take on bread. Then we're going to set up our first bakery once we've got stone slabs. So to do that, we actually need materials production, and we need a stone cutter, which is going to go up here. We'll put 2 to work in there, and we're also going to need to start getting the sawmill production happening as well. So that can go down here. Then this warehouse, we're going to have them take on wooden planks, and this warehouse is going to take on stone brick. There we go. Excellent. Right, so that should now see things getting a little bit easier for us. We're going to have 2 people working in the cabbage orchard, which brings that production up. Then we can get a bakery now going in there. We'll just put 2, 3. Let's max that out, actually. That's good. So our cabbages are looking good. How is our bread? We're not producing any so far because we don't have salt. So salt mine. Forgot about that. Right. Salt extraction right here. And then we will put a warehouse here. warehouse will only accept salt. Put in a road, and that road is going to come along the back here. It's going to be a bit of a residual road that comes off past this granary, going up to there. And we don't have any. We've also got 3 homeless patricians because this burnt down. There we go. That's another patrician house in. And yeah, we're just a little bit too... Actually, we go one there. No. Just a little bit out. What if I move this one to here? Can I get one in there? No. Right, well, we'll go here. And then we might be able to just squeeze one in here. Like that. There we go. Right, that works. So that's 10 patrician houses. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. That will do. Of course, they don't have a reservoir and they are a little bit out of view, out of the range of our usual buildings that they're going to need to be maintained. So let's sort that out now by putting the reservoir all the way along to here. Then we can put in a fire station or an engineer's post. The engineer's post can go here. And then that gives us a reason to run the road a little bit further along here around the back. So there, good. Right, then we just need to put in a fire station once we've got some more wood. And the fire station will be easy. We can just squeeze that in around the back there. Now we have a health issue. Okay, so a doctor's office or a crematorium would be needed, but we don't have bricks. So we're going to need clay. But before we do that, we need to upgrade our houses by increasing the desirability here. Bread and cabbages are needed, and we're going to have to now try to stop the rot in terms of our money by turning a profit. So everything else is just going to have to wait for now while we sort that out. We got the engineer's post in. Now we need the fire station. We're able to do that. So we're just going to very quickly put the fire station here. And then we're going to bring the road down. Like this. There we go. Right, that's done. We can rebuild that soon enough. Once we get a bit more wood. We're now making some money, actually, which is quite a surprise. I didn't think that was going to happen soon. We can now rebuild that. And then it's about sorting out the health issues. Now, we can't do that yet. Like I said, we are going to need to start getting some clay. So clay extraction. We can dig for clay in arid ground once we get some more timber. And there's plenty of arid ground. So we're going to move our clay extraction close to our salt mine. And then we can start converting that clay into bricks. So clay mine will go here. And then the brick factory once you got some iron, but we don't have access to iron right now. And that's difficult because we actually need the bricks to make the crematorium. So I guess it's a doctor's office next. And our doctor's office can go here, right in the town centre. And it just about covers... Actually, let's put the doctor's office there. Put one there and one there. Right then. So we need to sort out the plebeians. We need to increase the decorative areas here. But once that's done, you can see they are all increasing. Now over here we've got some issues, but now we're going to get more plebeians coming to work in the city, which means we should see the engineers and the fire stations get to work. We can then build a medicinal herbs orchard over here, and then it just means that that warehouse, no, it's not the warehouse, there's a granary. Which one? This one will take medicinal herbs. So then we can get doctors working. Hopefully that'll sort out the health issues. And then we need to boost the desirability. So these are all up now. We're going to get more plebeians coming in, which means happier citizens. They can get a bathhouse. We've still got some residential buildings here that don't quite have the desirability required to upgrade. So we're going to put in a little row of gardens there. That pushes that up further. This one is fine. So they are all now upgraded, I think. Oh, no, there's not that one. So let's put another decorative string down here. And that one gets an upgrade. Good. Right, so 80 plebeians now we can have with only 50 patricians. And once they have enough cabbages and bread, that should be fine. So we've maxed out our bread production. Cabbages, we are still making enough. Bread, though, we're going to need to sort out. So let's put one more into the cabbage orchard. So that's well and away into the amount of production that we need. And we'll get more people working in the bakery. So that should sort that issue out. Then we're going to need to aim to max out our fire stations and our engineers posts. Because right now, most of my time is spent repairing buildings that have collapsed. Now, these ones are okay. These ones that are a little bit further afield. But yet the fire station is just in there and the engineers post is just in there. So that's fine. We don't have, though, a road for our clay pit. There we go. Right, that's done. That warehouse, we'll make sure that they are accepting clay as well. Good. But we need iron. So we are going to have to try and push out onto the map. Let's have a quick look then. Where should we explore? Let's go to here. We'll have this explorer come back and push out in that direction. Hopefully there won't be another army on the map, but I looked at the beginning and there are a lot of enemy units out here. Now these guys are infantry, so if we are able to get some archers sorted, we might be okay, but I think we actually need iron to be able to... we've lost some units there with a 35 unit strong army. We still don't have another settlement. Easter Powside, and we actually get a legion there, and they will sell us stone. We can sell stone to them, and we can buy iron from them. So I'm going to sell them. Let's sell them. I want it to be a round number, so let's go to 230 stone per day. We'll donate some medicinal herbs to them once we've got enough, and then we can start buying some iron from them. Right now, we can't really do that, so let's recall our explorers. We are going to recall that legion. And yeah, I think that'll do for now. So at least we're now going to be able to start making a profit from selling the stone. That is useful. Right, okay. We have 11 units. We've also unlocked some stuff to appease the gods, which we're going to need to do because they're definitely going to be starting to get angry with us. I think we've made a fairly decent start. We're starting to get things to... Oh dear, we've got some dead people here. But once we're able to get iron, we're going to be okay. We do need to buy that iron ore. So looking at what we've got there, where's our medicinal herbs? We're currently on 10. We're producing as much as we're consuming. So if I go to a medicinal herb orchard here, let's just boost that a little bit more so that we can make more medicinal herbs per day. Looking at the migration, we're currently getting plenty of people moving in. They do want a bathhouse. Can I give them that now? Yes. Okay, so we'll put a bathhouse in right next to the doctor's office, I guess. Put it here. Because then we can run a road along there. Like that. That's nice. The building doesn't have any water. It's just out of range of the reservoir, so let's actually move the doctor's office. If we move that to here, it is still accessible, so then we can move the bathhouse in. We just kind of swap them around. The bathhouse gets the water, and the doctor's office, we actually just move it to here. That's nicer, I think. There we go. Right, we'll put a little road going up to here, and then we can demolish this one. But there will actually be space for it to be, like, you know, we can put temples and stuff in there soon enough. They now have a bathhouse. They need a bit more desirability. They need onions and carrots. We currently have 2 unemployed citizens, so that is good. That means our medicinal herb orchard will be able to really kick on. I'm just randomly putting people into jobs so they don't get upset. Then we can actually donate bread. They wanted bread. Okay, that changed. So we now have a 20% lower price for buying and selling at a 20% higher price. So we can start buying in iron now. And as long as we don't end up spending more than what we're making for selling the stone to them, there we go. We can bring in 60 iron per day. We are losing 2 denarii per day because of that. But I will take that hit for now, because we should now be able to decorate the patrician houses here and increase their levels. There we go. Right, so they all get an upgrade, which sees us start making a really nice profit. So that sets us up pretty nicely moving forward. We are currently making 426 denarii per day. We have started importing the iron ore that we need, and we can hopefully raise a little bit of an army to start fighting back. The last thing I'm going to do is build a bathhouse for my patricians on this side here. Oh, our city is under attack. This isn't good. They're coming in from that area. And whatever they get, they're going to do. They're just going to demolish stuff. We've also got angry gods, which is a really awful way to end the episode. Where are they going? Yeah, they're targeting these 2 houses. Oh dear, it was going so well. There's nothing we can do. We're going to have an angry god immediately afterwards. There we go. They set houses on fire. What have they done? They burned buildings. That's all they've done. But we're about to have an angry god as well. So I will put my bathhouse in. We'll rebuild that building. They now have a bathhouse. They want 25% desirability. Milk and fish fillets is their next target. And over here with the plebeians, it's onions and carrots. So we will start the production. Who's coming down to us? I believe it's Apollo. Yeah, and what's he going to do? Probably just destroy some buildings, I think. Oh, he's stealing food. You absolute fiend. Right, so onions and carrots are the next order of business for my farms. I'm going to once again, just so that I'm clear on what I'm doing, we're going to put an onion orchard there and a carrot orchard right next to it, and build a new granary solely for the purpose of storing the carrots and the onions. They don't have anyone working there at the moment, so we will just drop 2 people out of the clay pit, and then they'll go straight into the onion orchard. And the crematorium is what we're going to need. And now we have the iron, we can actually build that, so that's good. And this will be where we finish off. We don't have the bricks yet, but we can now, hopefully, if I look, build our brick factory. Like that. There we go. Once that's built, we can get someone put to work in it. We're making a lot of bread per day, so we'll drop 1 person out of there, get the bricks made, and that should see us looking good for the future. We are making a lot of money per day, though, so that is useful. And we'll just let our iron ore stocks build, and then we can hopefully make a small army to attack our enemy. But yeah, happy with this setup. It's been a really good start, and I will see you for the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye for now.